Did you know Bond students have been in every Olympics since '92? How do they do it? Bond is known for its prowess in the sporting domain. With incredible facilities throughout campus, it means you can easily transition from this to this. Sport is alive and well at Bond University.
As in, 3 minutes is fine. I am ready now. It's just a case of whether you need to delay, but I am ready now. And I know they need to play the promo and all the rest of it, so. Sure. No, say when I'm on here. Still doing audio checks. This is an audio check. I might even practice the intro just in case I'm accidentally live. But welcome to round 10 of the Bond University QAFLW. We are right at the business end now. 5 games remaining for these sides. This is the last game of round 10. For the other 3 games, they were all live streamed earlier today. They are all already on the official AFLQ YouTube channel where you are watching this game. But this is Coorparoo hosting Bond University. Please check the preview on the AFLQ website, but essentially this is a strange matchup. We have Coorparoo, who have beaten Bond University the last 2 times they faced each other, but in between time they lost to Maroochydore up at Maroochydore last week. Didn't mean to laugh as I say that, it was just surprising at the time. We're still not on air yet, I'm still talking, that's fine, good. It means I get to rehearse that bit, but we definitely need to be on air now. Yeah, now we're late. No? Okay. Good afternoon. Welcome to Giffen Park in Coorparoo. This is round 10 of the Bond University QAFLW. Coorparoo Kings hosting the Bond University Bull Sharks. My name is Daniel Viles. Great pleasure to be with you. In Coorparoo at the moment, it's about 20.5 degrees. There's not really much wind. There's certainly no sun. It's a pretty cloudy day, but it is humid. It is going to be an energy-sapping kind of day. Coorparoo at the moment, still in 5th place. Their shock loss to Maroochydore at last start means that in fact, they're in 4th place. I do apologise, but they have work to do to consolidate that final position. Bond University in 3rd. It's unfamiliar territory for them. They're looking to get their season motoring today with a win against their closest rival. Coorparoo in their navy blue, running to the right of your screen. Bond University to the left. Havana Harris wins her own ruck, doesn't quite get the clearances. Jess Watts takes her for a little bit of a journey just north in the field. We're on the western side of the field, north to your left, obviously. Back to Salisbury. Salisbury trying to get it wide. Both of these teams like to play wide. Turned over to Roberts White and then charged down by Sexton. Cleared by Feta Huggett through the middle. Taken by Talia Meyer, Queensland teammate 7 days ago. And if you haven't watched that game, it's on the official AFLQ YouTube channel where you're watching right now. Treat yourself. Getting it forward, just rolled past Ivorak. Inside 50, but no possessions inside 50 for Bond University. Going without it was Gaunt, who's up in the ruck. Back towards Harris. It's a bit fumbling at the start. Harris being harassed by Gaunt. Out wide to Salisbury. Salisbury will repeat just outside the 50. Goes to Nyali Milne in the blue headgear. She'll be in action for Queensland under-18s next week. Schneider, another Queensland representative, will go wide. Chesterfield will often come deep from her forward position. Just knocked out of the hands of Grace Moody. Brought to ground. It's funny, in isolation that looked like a swinging arm from Lightfoot. It was just trying to get her arms free, I can assure you. Minute gone. Bond University leading the head-to-head 9 games to 5, but in the early days, Coorparoo had 2 massive wins, so in the aggregate score of all 14 matches, Coorparoo is still 8 points ahead. Good, I thought it was a good mark in traffic from Govan. Just enough pressure on her from Jasmine Davidson. Salisbury gets the clearance, just gets it into no woman's land, cleaned up by Teubler. Had Federhugic behind her, pressured by Milne, and then partially charged down by Bevan. Fell to Teubler, got a second opportunity. Salisbury does well, pretty much in the middle of the park, and will now come wide to Talia Meyer. There's an option of going forward or straight, has Nolan ahead of her, picks her out very easily, and then Nolan maybe was thinking about what to do next instead of completing the mark. And it has broken down in the corner of the centre square. Bond University have a few injuries, particularly to inside midfielders. Ava Usher and Josie McCabe out for the season. Tara Harrington and Charlie Adamson out recently. Well, Charlie Adamson, I think, might have been out at the beginning of the year as well. Harris versus Gaunt in the ruck. Both 17, both 181 centimetres. Different amounts of media. Teubler was able to wrestle her way out of the tackle from Ivorak. Across to Federhugic. She'll clear, but she's looking for a target. Goes to a contest. Davidson up against Govan. You know you've taken a mark when you take one against Janae Govan. Jasmine Davidson's done well. Straight to centre half forward. Just dropped by Bevan. Harris crashing through. Kicks from 50 out. Looking for space. Has the distance just to the left. Havana Harris opens the scoring. And one of the many things that excites footy watchers about Havana Harris is that she can kick 50 metres while looking like she's barely trying. That was from just inside the 50. Didn't go 50 on the fly, that one, but I assure you she can. Taken well by Roberts-White. Excellent form for both Coorparoo and Queensland. She'll keep it wide, as they like to do, over the head of Gall. And coming back was Harris. Bit of a floater kick through the middle, picked off by Federhugic. That was something that killed Bond, well, killed a bit strong, in the Anzac Day match, which Coorparoo won at Bond University. Some of the kicks inside 50 from Bond were just a little bit injudicious, as Emily Harding plays a wonderful game of basketball on the side and then is driven by Sky White over the boundary. But the basketball was great. And apart from being a premiership winning captain in North Queensland, I'm going to say Cairns. I don't know the rest of Harding's sporting background, but if basketball was in there, let's move on. Over the back of Harrison Gaunt. Harris will clear, looking for the run of Ivorak. Nails this one. Settled the nerve. She will go cross field, because in space she saw Abby Bevan. Gave Bevan a bit of work to do, and it was cut off well by Schneider, who came in off her wing expertly. Zilke playing her umpteenth million match. Just came off the knee of Grace Perry. Not sure if that counts as a disposal, but it was certainly a decent effort with the knee. Inside, stolen by Taylor, back towards Sexton on the ground. Blair goes through the fake punching routine. Just one minus score, nearly 5 minutes gone. Coorparoo versus Bond University. They've played a few high-quality games. Sammy Nunn dances around. Bevan got in the way. Just went through the legs of Taylor. Went out wide towards Harris. Harris has time to settle. Gets it on the boot, looking for Maisie Evans. Just bounces back to Evans' favour, but the cavalry arrive. And Federhugic, just had the ball pilfered from her by Ivorak, but the whistle was already in the mouth. Ivorak gives a look of exasperation. But Bond dominating territory early. I don't believe they've conceded an inside 50. They've got the ball around the outside, back inside to Maisie Evans. Sexton on a tight angle. Didn't go 15, but a good slips catch from Zielinski. Then brought down by Milne. Play allowed to continue. Coorparoo working around the outside, and it'll be Schneider who clears. Just over the head of Roberts-White. Harris getting involved. Boundary throw in about 60 from goal. It's a sunset game, a little bit later in the year. The sun normally sets at half time. You play the first half of the match in twilight and the second half in darkness.
Swap with Shaw when you can.
And the work on the outer wing can be sometimes done in secret. Maisie Evans taking over from Harris in the ruck. Crashing through was White. Towards Landwehr on the edge of the arc, rather. Brought to ground by Roberts White. And in fact, that was Foch before in the jersey number 32. Congratulations, Annabelle Foch. Suns Academy, but this is senior football debut in the Bond University QAFLW. Sexton charging on, got a good kick away. The lead was there from Harris. And the rotation to full forward has yielded a result, but it was the charge onto the ball of Courtney Sexton. And if all goes to plan, this will count as an assist. Havana Harris, it's a good goal-scoring record she's building in this competition. Goal number 13 in her 10th match for Havana Harris. 7th minute, first goal. As I said earlier, if you missed the Queensland-Tasmania games, women's and men's last week, please check them out on the official AFLQ YouTube channel. But also next weekend, not on the official AFLQ channel, but on the AFL Women's website, so it's women's.afl. Queensland under-18s versus Victoria Country under-18s. That's from Springfield in the afternoon, and make it out there if you can. Good work from Roberts White. Tries to hack it forward. Good intercepting work from Reeves, playing her first top-grade game of the year. Congratulations to her. Came away with it out of the middle was Kaslar onto the field, turned it over. Jess Watts off her weaker left foot, didn't go 15. Bevan did well to find Fote behind her. Moving forward, that was an interesting shepherd crashing through from, I think, Kaslar, but able to be put forward by Fote. Inside 50. Didn't quite have enough height, Collegia, which is not something I'm used to saying. She's normally able to get up over the pack, but didn't quite have the run up there. Ball up on the 50. Well pilfered from Gaunt. Had to go down a long way. She'll have a second opportunity. High contact. Free kick to Bond. To Fote, just outside the 50. Looking for a short target. Good work from Teubler to get the punch outside the 50. Gaunt read it well. Pilfered has gone to Reeves. Reeves back inside 50. Looking for Collegia. Bit of miscommunication. I think it might have been Ivarak coming from the back and the two collided. The tackle from Harris had a hint of a sling about it, but I think she had enough control over the player to bring it to ground slowly. So the technique was good. Coorparoo still without a goal-scoring opportunity 9 minutes in. There is some concern for the tackled player. I'm going to say Feta Huggett just by the boot colour. In fact, it is Arla Feta Huggett. She's one of the toughest women going around, so if she has to come off. It is a fairly hard ground here at Giffen Park, and that's a description, not a criticism. Controlling the contest well, commentators curses. Schneider put it away, then Zielinski outside 50. It'll come back in through Kaslar. Took a couple of steps into the tackle and then cleverly disposed behind her. Coorparoo pushing them back without gaining possession. Good work from Nunn on the ground. She causes a stoppage, about 55 out. Bond in control on the scoreboard and territorially. Coorparoo fighting hard. Landwehr gave herself a bit of space to charge onto the ball. Didn't have the desired result. Kaslar finds any means possible to get it inside 50. Deegan, multi-sport athlete, current Queensland baseball rep, going back. Schneider hacks it outside 50. Davidson got the hands to the ball, didn't quite work the way she wanted. Nolan shepherded behind, comes through Samuels, inside to Talia Meyer. Thought about playing on, in the end she did. Ivarak over the back, just getting in the way of Bevan. That's a bit unfair, actually. There were 4 players contesting at once. Came back to Harris, hit her in the angle. And Teubler did well to feed Schneider the ball. Again, they get outside 50. Good work from Zilke. Trying to get away from Nyali Milne. Lion versus Sun. Past, present and future. Zilke inside. Just couldn't quite get it above the knee to, I think, Geddes. Goes wide, Chesterfield. Marvellous catch, as a commentator in different sport would say. Opportunity for Bond. Has Zilke as a short option. Very short. Moves inside, runs around Moody, goes to centre half forward, outnumbered in the contest. Gaunt nearly had it at the second attempt. There were too many Bull Sharks there that combined well. Myers able to clear, but well taken by Blaney, who was in the Queensland training squad. Didn't make it to the final 22. 21 rather. Back towards the 50. Lots of contested play, which is something a lot of teams in this competition try to do in the first quarter. See how the contests go, and then adjust your play accordingly. Coorparoo just having the better of the last 60 seconds or so. 7 points down, but I repeat, they've beaten Bond at their last 2 starts. Gall getting fingers at the side of the contest, breaking down again. We are coming to the end of Women's Coaching Month, which is a national AFL program. Good article about it on the AFLW website. Highly recommended. No, I didn't write it. Lucy Schneider towards the 50. Good work with the body from Chesterfield. Not able to finish the job. Towed through by Evans. Moody in a clean-up roll. Got it out towards Lightfoot. Plenty of physicality. Lightfoot towards the boundary, which proves to be the safety valve. One thing Coorparoo will be happy with is keeping Bond's scores inside 50 ratio down. Monique Perry sprints onto the field and nominates for the first ruck. Made a fair old effort to get there to go up against Havana Harris. Harris got front position, didn't get the clearance, came off the ankle of Salisbury in the end. Just takes Chesterfield. Always get a little bit nervous when a player applies a push and they're already over the boundary line, but it certainly wasn't full throttle from Salisbury, and I don't mean to unduly criticise. Coorparoo looking to turn an opportunity into points. Harris did very well, ended up getting the volleyball back, and then was wrapped up instantaneously. Governed in the goal square, being looked after by Gemma Blair. Pulled out, told to play on. Harris. Harris through the middle of the park. Gets up in front of Sexton. Coming back the other way was Bevan. Apologies, that's Maisie Evans. Sexton missed the ball, got the tackle. And just like that, the Bull Sharks have turned it around. And it wasn't Blair on the last line of defence before, because she's just come onto the field. Gone straight to Zilke. Another Queensland versus Tasmania battle. Nolan goes wide, found Talia Meyer in space. Continues wide, good lead. And well taken by Abby Bevan. This might be just outside her range, but she does have a good range, Bevan, that she showed us this year. Has been in the ruck, but seems to be finding a home as a key forward. Goes for the shorter option, went to the contest, and Feta Hugic is back on the field doing what she does best. In fact, there were hands in the back, and I think any neutral observer would have to agree with that call. So it's Kundalia Kaslar. Feta Hugic just tried to take a couple of metres. All's fair in love and war. Leah Kaslar scored the 1 goal this year. Her 88th State League match has 22 goals. For someone who's played a lot of defence and ruck, 1 in 4 is impressive. Kaslar just to the right of the posts. Drilled it. Second goal for Bond University. They have a 13-love lead. 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Havana Harris, the earlier goal scorer. And such is the nature of the Bond University QAFLW that the first goal scorer is 17 years old and the second one's 38. Again, description, not criticism. If you're good enough, age is just a number that commentators bring out to show breadth. So Bond University weathered a good, at least 3 or 4 minute period of forward dominance from Coorparoo, and then put points on the board fairly quickly. Unable to get the clearance, a couple of turnovers in the middle, comes now to Roberts-White. Wrestled out by Salisbury, and the umpire would have been unsighted. Nothing wrong with blowing the whistle, but would have been interesting if it had just been delayed another half second or so. Good half volley from Evans and a beautiful slips catch from Salisbury. She comes out wide to Sexton, who found a bit of space on the outside. Blaney, slightly clumsy, at least the arms were. The hit afterwards was completely legitimate and strong. And Blaney versus Sexton just threatened to get a little heated. In fact, she's won the free kick for it. Probably for high contact in the initial instance. I didn't see the signal. I apologise for that. A lot of good players, numbers rather, for Coorparoo. Mitchell got it away to Evans, who turns away in disgust. Landwehr on Bond University's left wing, looking for options. Milne provides a short option. That was a clever run. Samuels onto the field. Good work by Nunn in defence. Khalija with the second opportunity. Falls back to Sexton. Just had to get it on the boot any way she could. Federhugic went for the volley. Only went as far as Taylor. Taylor finding a bit of space. Chips it forward. Looking for the lead of Ivorak. Beautiful work from Mitchell to come from behind and pilfer that. I don't think Ivorak heard her coming. Mitchell had a couple of attempts and in the end possibly only unsettled herself. Won't be called deliberate. It was just a shank. But it will be a ball up. 55 out. May have just caught sight. One of the runners for Bond University today in bright pink. Ariana Clark, best on ground for Queensland with 4 goals, all in the first half and all from set shots. A range of clever marks to bring about those set shots. Just taking a breather this week to make sure the body's right for the rest of the season. Hacked out well by Roberts White. Got a touch on the way through, which the umpire called. Good work from Schneider in the middle of the field. She does know when to come off her wing. And then the tackling from Samuels was strong. Handy player Lexi Samuels, a left foot option. And Bond have a couple of those just to be able to switch the angle. I think in the current side, the only natural left footer for Coorparoo, as Milne gets it free, is Sammy Nunn. Milne did well, to find Ivorak on the edge of the 50. Looking for a contest at centre half forward. Looks for the height of Harris. Wasn't able to come down with it, but it falls to Sexton. Tried to look wide. That route was cleverly blocked off by Meg Muir, who read the play very well, got in the way of the pass. If there's such a thing as a goal-saving block, you could argue that was one. Felton Nunn, just a hint of contact over the shoulder. But I think first contact was below and then it slid up. Monique Perry did well. Sexton read it, just didn't take it away. Again, Federhugic went for the volley. Mitchell out towards Federhugic, but she's missed a couple of those, had a couple of air swings. Falls to Maisie Evans. Tried to get into position on her right foot. In the end, that's bounced at an awkward angle. This could work very well for Bond University. It's tackled in front of the goal square, or on the goal square rather. Very handy ball up. That was out of bounds for all money. Let's say that Maisie Evans has been practicing that all week and she knows exactly how to turn a ball at right angles. Late stages, opening quarter. Harris. They're claiming touched. Important decision, not touched. Havana Harris has her second. She was always going to catch that spin and try to score, but that doesn't make it easy to stop. Skillful play from Havana Harris. She has 2 in the first quarter. Bond, 3-1-19, leading Coorparoo yet to score.
There's one where I think you ran through into the middle of the field and then you looked like you weren't sure where you should be.
There will be a restart. Be interesting to see whether there's any play. It must be said no one's in a hurry. I think everyone's looked at a clock and said, now that'll do us. But no, 20 seconds left. And it's very likely that the commentator misread the body language. Again, Bond doing enough, didn't really win the hit out, and then pilfered by Muir. Muir inside 50, late opportunity for Coorparoo. Moody looked to be all over it. Loose ball, fallen out towards Grace Perry. Important tackle just to shut it down. The scoring opportunity was unlikely anyway. But why not make sure of it? Play it from siren to siren. Quarter time at Giffen Park in Coorparoo. So far, it's been all Bond University. They lead 3-1-19 to Coorparoo, yet to score. This is round 10 of the 2024 Bond University QAFLW.
Like that, isn't it? I am going to get a dozen. I feel like it's straight and just highlights.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, look, I can say I've seen more than yes, you're right, and it's heavy, but I trust it.
Oh, it's not that. It's that it makes the tripod move.
Oh, of course, yes. So, and particularly if the Democrat commentator gets excited about it,
Nah, it's alright. The things don't even touch. If the kid was and I would have loved if this gap wasn't there.
I think what we have to do is, sort of the mind trick is, just imagine the way that was further back this way, you couldn't go any further forward. So, like, the barrier is the vertical plane above the images. From what I've seen, all the frame stuff is really good. I obviously watching when you go in and out of things and such, but
Giffen Park, Coorparoo. This is round 10 of the Bond University QAFLW. Coorparoo versus Bond University, and in the first quarter, well, on the scoreboard anyway, it's been all Bond University. 3 goals won, 19 to Coorparoo yet to score. 2 goals to Havana Harris in the 7th minute and the final minute, and in between 5 minutes before the break, Leah Kaslar scored with a set shot. Coorparoo had a period of opportunities, maybe between, let's say, the 11th and 14th minute, where they were forward a fair bit, weren't able to get a true shot on goal, and probably didn't really get within 25 metres of goal. Bond University weathered that storm, and to be fair, in the first 15 minutes, Coorparoo repelled a lot of Bond's inside 50 entries. Just weren't able to make it count. Now, a little bit concerned, Nayali Milne has got one boot off and is just walking along the boundary line, testing out. The right ankle was strapped anyway. I don't think that's a result of anything that's happened in this match. So we'll just keep an eye on Nayali Milne. She's walking freely and just getting back on the massage table. So still above 20 degrees. The humidity is up at 69%. The wind is negligible and the sun is setting. I'm reliably informed by the Coorparoo president that the lights here have been redone and it will be brighter, which will probably please everyone except Lucy Schneider, who I think enjoys doing her best work in the dark on the far side of the field. Doing that for a couple of years in this competition. We've probably got the two best uncontested possession winners in this competition on the field today, in Lucy Schneider and Talia Meyer, the Queensland wingers. Harris with a big punch to begin the second quarter. Collegia moving forward towards the 50. Collegia on the outside of the pack as the strong tackling in the middle from Roberts White, who is as good as anyone in a Navy jersey in the first quarter. Abby Bevan hands the ball back to the umpire. Inside 50, Teubler with a one-hander, went back to Bevan. Collegia putting it forward, goes over the top of the pack. It fell to Maisie Evans, superb work. She went behind the back looking for crumbs, got one, caught it expertly, spun, and had the presence of mind to settle the body and get it through the sticks. And within 40 seconds of the restart, Maisie Evans has goal number 4 for Bond University. That's her 5th for the year. It's her 10th match. Hasn't been playing in the forwards all that time. It's spent a fair bit of time in the ruck. The 18-year-old who's come up on the scholarship for Bond University this year has been growing in ability by the week. It's been a pleasure to watch. Haven't given names of today's umpires. Brought to you by Bradnam's Windows and Doors. In the field, Jacob Severs and Zane Pendlebury. On the boundary, Hunter Moore and Andrew Barnes. And in goal, Jesse Vick and Jimmy Hodgson. Clearance again won by Bond University. Coming out wide to Taylor. Got ahead of Muir. Taylor centres the play. Didn't quite hit the target. Was looking for the run of Collegia. Kaslar gave it back to Salisbury. Salisbury moving forward. Ivorak around the outside. Was looking for space. Flattened the defender. Ivorak inside. Brilliant charge down from Feta Hugic. Ivorak with the tackle immediately afterwards. Deegan helping out. Important work from Feta Hugic. Blistering run from Ivorak. The scoreboard's one-sided. A lot of the play isn't. Round the back was Sexton. It just trickled away from her when she needed it to come towards her. Comes out wide to Taylor. Fumbled as well. There's no space. Cooper will eventually clear. That's a excellent boot out. Salisbury's worked hard in the middle of the field today. Taylor went back to Blair. Missed the target in Lightfoot. She'll come wide. Looking for the run of Taylor, who put enough pressure on Muir to make a fumble. Muir recovered well. Gets it over the back of the Bond defence, but there's 3 Bull Sharks to, well, there are a couple of Kings eventually. And beautiful work through the middle from White. Got it to Harris. It takes a few to bring her down. Harris, good body position. Finds Salisbury around the outside. Looking for a one-on-one contest. Found one. It was good work at the back from Blaney, and Teubler was able to clear. Zilke ran away from Taylor. Zilke moving forward, found Govan on the outside. Defends into attack at an instant. Trying to get round wide. Inside looking for Grace Perry. It will just be a boundary throw-in. Govan looked at the whistle hopefully. I missed who made the initial tackle, but the work to get it from inside 50 through Zilke up towards Govan happened in a flash. Northeastern corner of Giffen Park. Gaunt tapped inside, was looking for Grace Perry, just ran inside it. Oh, it'll just be a ball up. Whenever a player circles like that and the other player has the arm, I always look a little worried. In fact, the player is down. Lightfoot. That's both captains who have been brought to ground heavily in this game. Play continues. Lightfoot continues. Cooper unable to get a shot away. Falls every which way. Chesterfield brought to ground strongly. Cooper able to clear through Davidson. Important mark taken by Moody. The structure of the Bond defence holds firm. Went to the contest, Feta Hugic. Racking up the intercept marks in 2024, much as she did last year. Towards centre half forward, Govan came forward late cleverly, just fell in front of her. Harris comes towards the camera and Landwehr came odd time to run well, falls back to Zielinski. Pilfered by Fote. Fote looking for Maisie Evans. Goes behind her. Strong work from Deegan. Deegan and Maisie Evans still a one-on-one. Roberts White comes in support. She's able to switch the play, comes out wide to Muir. Samuel's on the mark. Has Watts up ahead as a short option. Maybe delayed it slightly. Now has to go to a contest. And in fact, the outswinger sees it out of bounds. So Lightfoot's come off the field. She's occupying the medical table. But she's alert. Just getting checked. Maisie Evans. Muir is nearest to it. Samuel's behind her. Put good pressure on Zilke. She hasn't lost it. Comes out wide to Federhugic. Federhugic through the middle. There's a pack involving Govan. Govan went behind and she's now goal side. It's come out the back to her. Soccer's ahead. Blair sprinting back. Good speed from Blair, then uses her body. The shepherd in front of her was important. And again, the structure of the Bond defence holds firm. Moody will go wide. They switch the play. Bounces towards Landwehr. She has time and she takes it. And look at them lined up. Talia Meyer had come back to Acton Sport, as had Sexton. They did that as Blair was chasing the ball about 20 seconds ago. Good pressure on the contest from Teubler to make sure that Bond couldn't continue that slingshot around the eastern side of the field. Very entertaining end-to-end passage of play in the last few minutes, but without a point added to the score since the first 40 seconds of the term. Vogt chasing hard, wrestling hard, pops out the back of the contest, clever hands through to Schneider. Schneider looking in the middle for Chesterfield. The pressure from Moody was strong, as it was in return. Out the back to Blair, incorrect disposal. Free kick to Coorparoo to Chesterfield. And the option stream forward. Zilke is in an acre of space. The kick doesn't reach her. Gets around her marker in Lightfoot, who's back on the field. And then a beautiful pass to centre half forward, taken well by Alyssa Gall. From memory, Gall scored from a similar distance from a set shot in the win over Wilston Grange here about 3 weeks ago. So Bond will want to have players in the square. There's a fair bit of ground to cover, which is the advantage that long kickers give you. Gall, it's low and flat. It won't have the distance. Wasn't really cleared by Bond University. Moody in the end was then thrown to ground and wins the free kick. In fact, I've misread that. That's a free kick that's gone to Chesterfield for holding. And Chesterfield, you wouldn't think would miss from this distance. Averages a goal a game in this competition, Chelsea Chesterfield. Can score on the snap. Here she has a chance to score in the set shot. She will be disappointed. If her teammates can get around her and help her put that out of her mind, she'll be fine, because I can tell you I've seen 4 years of a lot greater talent than what Chesterfield showed just then. Came out the back to Roberts White, was surprised it came to her. All the way back to Nunn, crashes through a few. Inside towards Geddes, there's a whistle, told to play on. Geddes looking for the centre square contest, nearly brings down a screamer as Chesterfield gives Bond the chance to clear through Lightfoot. They're outside 50, comes to Sexton. Again, the way they set up outside the 50 to transition the play, very organised. They're very well drilled by the coaching staff, Andy Lovell and his associates. Not Sexton's best kick. Nolan goes in hard. Turned over to Coorparoo. Pressure on Gaunt. Milne is back on the field. Good to see. Roberts White will thump back towards the 50. Goes wide. Landwehr. Maybe just lost that in the lights and was also running back over his shoulder. Did well in the circumstances. Played for the safety of the boundary. And it worked. So Coorparoo on the board, but with 5 fewer points than they would have wanted. Bond again with the hit out and the clearance. Not a particularly clear clearance. Called a throw, Coorparoo. Milne thought she was away. On the far side to, I believe it's Geddes, apologies if misidentified. Good effort diving forward, went without it, fell to Evans, ducked under one bit of contact, couldn't get away from the second. There are appeals of ball, but if anything, there was a hint of attempted high contact before that, so I think the ball up is certainly a neutral decision and probably the correct one as well. Rolling inside 50. Not able to get a shot away. Davidson is able to clear, went wide, shanked the kick. Samuels wrestled off the ball. Then the second effort with the tackle. Davidson very keen to make amends immediately. Knocked back towards Geddes. Gall racing through on the ground. Landwehr couldn't quite find Lightfoot with the handball. And then lovely strip. Just a boundary throw in. Occasionally they get called as holding when it's knocked out of the hand like that, but umpire's a lot closer than I am. 24-point lead to Bond. Good work by Gaunt to get the ball away from Maisie Evans. Brought to ground, Coorparoo maintaining territory. From their perspective, need to turn this into points. Not back behind the contest, Nunn's quick and strong. Not able to break the tackle, but made sure that Bond couldn't clear either. Good passage of play for the Kings. From the Kings' perspective, it went to the right colour jersey, to Roberts White. Bond swept on it. And this time they do clear through Nolan. Keeps up the wing. The one-on-one contest has no winner. Inside towards Milne. Went without it. Evaded the tackle of Mitchell. Called play on. Just got fist to ball. Ball up in the middle of the field. Bond neutralised the previous Coorparoo attack. And we're able to slow it down. Nunn. Turns 360 degrees. Back to Roberts White. Pushes off Nolan. Gets a kick away. That's wonderful from Moody. Needed to use her body and then get her hands free. Then judge the flight. It was a superb mark. And we nearly had another one on the outer side. Milne got a handball away on her knee. Schneider retreating. Bevan putting pressure on. Back to Feder-Huggage. Good 40-metre kick up the wing, just in case of whether it stays in, which it does. Through to Davidson. And a late whistle. Don't think the field umpire saw the signal from the boundary umpire, but all's well that ends well. And I say this most times, if you come to Giffen Park and watch a game, sit on that side underneath those trees and you get a wonderful city skyline view behind the match. And it's high quality football with an increasingly wonderful city behind it. Always good to watch. Mitchell retreating. Handball away to Feder-Huggage. They've proved a good combination the last few weeks. Mitchell, this is only her third first-grade game, and she's looked at home straight away. Schneider with the fist on, through to Nunn. Collegia in the middle of the field. Touched play on, and Collegia will continue the switch. Fortunately for her, there was no one there. Chesterfield did well to get away from Blair, but it has gone to another contest. Moody has been superb in the last few minutes, the last few years probably. Davidson goes wide. They switch well, they switch instinctively. Samuels looking for the run of Nolan. Nolan has a lot of space, and just for once she wished she was slightly taller. Inside to Salisbury, who had an excellent first quarter. Inside towards Collegia, fell short, ended up providing a shepherd for Harris, who gets the fumbles. And then sprints it away from Evans. She goes deep inside 50. The mark not held by Evans, may have had front position. Mitchell was superb. It's a long whistle. In fact, Mitchell wins the free kick. Might have been contact in the back, but Maisie Evans was away, and Alana Mitchell saved the goal. She'll come wide. Just goes over the head of her captain, but she was able to get away from Kaslar. Comes over the head of Watts, and then took a turn that Coorparoo probably didn't want. The good news for the Kings that the score hasn't got any worse. The good news for the Bull Sharks is they were under pressure for a good few minutes. They held firm. And they were able to counter-attack. Give themselves not quite a goal-scoring opportunity. Zilke wraps up Salisbury. Gaunt was looking for the run of Schneider outside, and why not? Didn't work, but the idea was worth it. Harris, good smother from Zilke. Fell to Harding, and then to Watts. Watts looking for the run of Grace Perry. Good slap back, fell to Blair, and then Davidson again. Davidson goes wide. Good intercept mark from Meg Muir. Been around, I think, 8 years in this competition. I think 2017 she started. Towards Gaunt. Nearly had it. The pressure from behind from Moody has conceded a free. I think there were some late hands in there, but did well in the first place to prevent Gaunt from marking. Gaunt, it's a longer shot she has this year. That's fallen all the way back to Samuels. Crashed through, it's come loose. Blair will clear. Again, good to have at least one left foot option in defence. And then Samuels further forward for Bond. Gaunt, slick handballs. Comes through to, might be Gall. And then Collegia was well positioned. Playing as a kind of +1 at the back. Comes out wide to Sexton. Maybe needed a Shepherd. Blaney attacked hard. Couldn't get a handball away. That was tough from Sexton. Wins the free kick. Tough from Sexton. Slightly tautological. And gets the leg break going. Teubler. Teubler back inside. Sexton will have that fairly easily. Onto the boot straight away. Maybe just... Oh. Oh, that's a bit unnecessary. Federhagic and Bevan, I think, exchange Facebook details later. But don't want to take attention away from a good marking defence from Collegia. Playing midfield. Samuels forward to Nolan. Gets away from Blaney after fumbling. Inside to Harris. Beautiful step from Harris. Just pulled the ball away from Teubler. Over the head of Maisie Evans. Mitchell marking her again. Brilliant. Alana Mitchell's been superb. I repeat, this is her third game of top grade. 19 years old. A sizable presence. And is out-thinking the Bond attack when she's in a one-on-one situation. And let's not forget Maisie Evans is already on the board in this quarter. Has been scoring goals for fun of late. Gemma Blair playing high. Not able to come away with it. Coorparoo find a way. Muir again. Schneider brought down. Was able to get the disposal away. Through the hands of Chesterfield. Reeves. And then turned over again. But Moody will eat this for breakfast. Has the option of Davidson to her right. But wanted to go left and had another spare option. Coorparoo either allowed Salisbury to be in space or possibly didn't spot her. But with Talia Meyer. Meyer and Schneider, I had hoped, selfishly, that they would play on the same wing as each other, but they are on opposite sides at the moment, both playing on their respective teams' left. Meyer driven into the ground by Blaney, who's just carrying on a little bit. Umpire figures the best way to stop that is just to restart the game. Yeah, you can fight if you want to, but I've got 30 other people here waiting for a game. Sexton was thrown, and she'll have a free kick. She's on the left wing. She's been important today, Sexton. It was ever thus, but doesn't mean I shouldn't point it out. This fixture's twice been held on Pride Round. Both times Coorparoo have hosted Pride Round, they've faced Bond. Bond will work it away down the left side. Taken in space in the dark by Collegia. Thumps it inside 50. Teubler went without it. It's fallen goal side. Didn't get the bounce she wanted. Havana Harris pilfering for a hat-trick. Zielinski strong at the back. Goes to Ivarak. Goes wide. Fote had a shot. That's a beautiful half volley from Federhagic. Goes over the top of Monique Perry. Samuels inside to Evans. Handballs. There's a late whistle. Oh, we have an injury at left half forward. Hadn't spotted that, but that's probably the right time for the umpire to pull that up. So on the ground for Coorparoo, looks to be Lucy Schneider.
Oh, it's 4 seconds, 3 seconds to go.
So it is half time. I might just ask Double Take if we can stay with the footage for a moment, because we do want to make sure that Lucy Schneider is okay. There doesn't seem to be anything reportable. I don't think she's on the ground because of foul play. The half-time score is Bond 4-1-25, leading Coorparoo 1 behind. Just 7 points in that quarter. There was a goal to Maisie Evans very early, and then a behind or a poster to Chelsea Chesterfield. So a bit of attention around Lucy Schneider. Again, I'll just ask if we can stay with it for a moment. The half-time break will still be the obligatory 16 minutes or so. A few players around it. In fact, this looks like it's going to take a while, so we'll call it half-time. Bond University leading by 24 points. This is round 10 of the Bond University QAFLW, live on the official AFLQ YouTube channel.
Inside this building is a simulated hospital ward, a high-tech biomechanics lab, a commercial kitchen, and a whole virtual home. Let's explore the new Bond Institute of Health and Sport in just 61 seconds. This is the 12-bed simulation hospital ward. From day one, Bond students gain hands-on experience in allied health and exercise science. This is the Work Play Lab, which gives students the opportunity to provide occupational therapy for our youngest, while the Activities of Daily Living Lab simulates a full home environment, giving students the chance to practice mobility work with our wisest. From sprinting to golf swings, this track can track it. Using pressure sensors and high-speed cameras, it can analyze anything from age-related conditions to elite sports training. Wow. The kitchen lab has solar-powered sustainable cooking stations, giving postgrad nutrition and dietetic students access to commercial-grade equipment.
Thank you.
Why don't you come and check out the Bond Institute of Health and Sport for yourself? Did you know Bond students have been in every Olympics since '92? How do they do it? I've got 61 seconds to race you through the life of a student in the Bond Elite Sport program. Strap in. Bond is known for its prowess in the sporting domain, supporting student athletes like Mia. Student athletes have access to flexible study loads, adjusted academic requirements, and tutoring. The top tier of student athletes even
as in we wanted to go on and say 4 minutes 2 or so, and then something to work on for future years. Always easier. Yeah. The less input you have, the more coverage you have. So. Anything I'm doing that's making your job harder there? Good. Enjoying that? That's all fine.
It's Giffen Park. It's Saturday night. We are in Coorparoo, the east of Brisbane. For out-of-towners, we're probably only about 2 or 3 kilometres east of the Gabba, where the Brisbane Lions play, but they're not important right now. What's important right now is round 10 of the Bond University QAFLW. It's a tighter game on the field than it is on the scoreboard. It's a 24-point lead, rather, to Bond University, 4-1-25 to just the 1 point for Coorparoo. But a lot of contested ball around the field. Some of the individual players who have impressed in the first half. For Coorparoo, 19-year-old Alana Mitchell's been outstanding in defence, made a few one-on-one battles look, well, not easy, but she's certainly dominated them. Grace Roberts-White and Lucy Schneider in the middle of the field. In some ways, I mean, you'd expect that from Queensland representatives, but that doesn't make it any less enjoyable to watch. For Bond University, been very impressed with Mia Salisbury in the middle of the field. Her work to be able to, first of all, win the ball, but secondly, act as a slightly outside rover to be able to clear the ball from the contest has been very impressive. And as mentioned earlier in the call, Bond is short a few inside midfielders. She's not the biggest player going around Mia Salisbury, but with a skill level like that, sometimes you can make up for it. So it'll be interesting to see what Andy Lovell does when they play against some of the higher-ranked opponents who maybe have a few midfield giants. Ella Khalija playing in the middle of the park, but also dropping back into defence and playing as a +1. She's taken a few good intercept marks. I mean, you've got to kick as long as she has. Very important player. Havana Harris wasn't as dominant in the second quarter as she was in the first, but very few players are as dominant over a match as Harris was in the first, and not just because she scored twice, but her work around the field as well was elite. And there's a reason that There's a lot of attention on her at the moment, which we're trying to just keep a bit of a lid on in Queensland because she's 17 and she's still got a lot to play. A few differences from the Anzac Day match, which Coorparoo won. First of all, that day Coorparoo dominated the ruck, and then they had New Brisbane Lion Jacinta Baldwick helping with the clearances, and that was what allowed players like Jess Watts and Lucy Schneider to keep feeding the ball inside 50. Today, Havana Harris and greatly improved Maisie Evans and also Abby Bevan taking different turns in the ruck. They've been able to at least neutralise that. I don't have the stats in front of me. They're possibly ahead. And as a result, it's given Coorparoo fewer chances to get anywhere near the 50. So that's my analysis of this game. And if you throw rotten tomatoes at your computer, all you'll damage is your computer. So I don't recommend that at all. Coming up on the live stream broadcast for the Bond University QAFLW next week at 3:45, we're at St Lucia, Base Architecture Meadows, University of Queensland playing Southport. Both winners in their respective games today. Please check those matches out on this channel. And then the week after, it is Pride Round at the South Pine Sports Complex in Brendale. Come to the day if you can. All 4 matches in the competition played one after the other. If you can't make it, please join us on the live stream, because it's going to be to me, it's bigger than Grand Final Day because everyone's there. And this will be the last time that we have a carnival-style Pride Round. Third quarter, Giffen Park, round 10, Bond University QAFLW. Alyssa Gall done a lot of good work in the middle today as well. Jess Watts with the tackle. No one is able to break away from the first ball up. Harris, very easy looking tap down, not easy in practice. As Salisbury's wrapped up. Roberts White clearly identified Salisbury as one that needs to be stopped, and stopped early. Roberts White, and Salisbury repays the favour and wins a free kick. Goes wide, saw the run of Blair, just overcooked it, but a 2-on-1 battle. Taylor back inside to Davidson, just scooped the kick slightly, but it fell to Collegia, who's able to get ahead of Gall. Collegia, a low driving kick, ended up going beneath the contest if that's geographically possible. Feder Hargich wrestling with Bevan. Very acrobatic kick out of 50. Zilke turns, is able to clear. Comes near side, looking for the run of Grace Perry. Is able to get a bit of separation from her opponent. I think Reeves, it sounded like it was touched off the boot, but I think Reeves might have got the skin. Gall's brought to ground. Taylor at the back of the pack. Sexton clears into no woman's land. Nolan, look at the toe. Meg Muir is not slow, and she was easily the silver medalist in that race against Nolan. We're back in the middle of the park. Harris, who I swear was wearing 63 in the first half, she's in 61 now. Fierce work in the middle, but not a clearance in sight. Taylor went over the top, ended up falling to Harris. Just gave it a bit of a slap, went through the hands of Deegan. Comes outside the contest to Bevan. She goes wide. Ivarak was heading in the other direction, heads towards the boundary. Bit of carnage in front of play. That's Nolan down for Bond University, and there's a Coorparoo player down as well. Ivarak has a free kick about 40 from goal. There's a bit of indecision, as Mega Toibler is able to get back to her feet, as does Shannon Nolan. Ivarak, it's a long kick, won't have the distance to goal. Mitchell versus Maisie Evans. It was a 50-50 call, and it's gone to in favour of Maisie Evans. Horrible angle, but I wish I'd seen that more clearly, because it's actually quite a good mark from Evans. Just a bit of doubt over whether it was her or Alana. Stabs at the kick, and Bevan unable to hold it in the field of play. So that trickles through for a behind. So for the third quarter in a row, Bond score first. But it's the most desirable kind of score from Coorparoo's perspective. So they extend their lead beyond 4 goals. Coming near side. Good work at the back from Perry, just wasn't able to finish the job. Zilke is turned around by Kaslar. Did everyone get a photo of that? That was like watching this competition in about 2012. I make no apology for getting carried away with the nostalgia of this competition as Gall clears. Davidson lost it over the back, then put the tackle on, I think, Muir. No, Chesterfield, who gets the ball back now. Finds the wide run. Goes towards Grace Perry. Apologies for the break in transmission, which was just a brain fade on the part of the commentator. Muir off, Schneider on. It's a like-for-like change wide in midfield. Meyer off. Meyer on. She replaces herself. No, Landwehr's on. They've got 17 at the moment. It's all a wonderful piece of circus artistry on the interchange bench. Went through the hands of Harris. It is still quite a dark ground here at Giffen Park. Sometimes Coorparoo pull out the light blue Indigenous jerseys in that situation, as cleared by Salisbury. She goes wide. Federhagic has front position, getting some help from Blaney behind her. Spins out of the tackle, fends off another one. Federhagic, the reason she was in the Queensland side, deep inside 50. Running onto it was Chesterfield, was brought down from behind by Moody. It still goes towards goal. Just off to the side, Davidson tries to score a try, not awarded. Geddes brings her to ground, and somehow that doesn't go over the paint. There are some former rugby players on this field. I don't think Davidson's one of them, but good cleaning up in defence. Mitchell off Zielinski on. Boundary throw-in in the southwestern pocket. It's a low throw-in. Falls back to Davidson. She was well positioned. Goes wide. Schneider. Schneider battling with Taylor. Taylor was clever. Positioned her body before Roberts-White got there. Causes the stoppage. Danger not over for Bond yet. Coorparoo still looking for their first major score. This is a sustained opportunity. Schneider outside. Hooks it over the body. Finds Zilke. Now, I don't know how many of her not quite 200 goals in the records we've got in this competition are scored from that pocket, but I'm going to guess it's a few. Emma Zilke, left forward pocket. Will fall short just off the fingers and doesn't go through the post anyway. Chesterfield, possibly trying to draw a free kick. She's brought to ground in the opposite pocket. And there are milestones for both teams in this game, which I haven't had a chance to mention yet, but they're both big. Probably bigger for Bond, but Coorparoo's no less. Landwehr's clearance picked off by Roberts-White. The opportunity still exists for the Kings. Holding free kick. The free kick's brought forward. It's not a 50, it's downtown. And so Grace Roberts-White will have a shot from in front of the sticks. Out of zone umpire, spotted holding off the ball in the goal square. And Grace Roberts-White stays relaxed, kicks it towards Stanley Street. And early in the third quarter, Coorparoo is on the board. 47th minute of play. Grace Roberts-White has been in sterling form at both club level and, of course, state level last week, where she definitely grew into that game. Now, some milestones. Firstly, Coorparoo. This is Coorparoo's 75th game on this ground in their QAFLW history. They've also played 5 games on the back oval. One of them, I think, a grand final, which seems inexplicable. But 75 in... Coorparoo's just realised they've only got 15 on the field, so Monique Perry sprints from her position. And from those 75 games, or 74 so far, Coorparoo has 49 wins. So if they get up today, a 50th win against Bond, 50th win at home that is, would be a big achievement, cleared by Collegiate from the middle. But Bond University, this is their 100th game in this competition. They've had the naming rights for a fair while. That's the Bond Sport Department, a bit separate from the football club. As Landwehr goes deep inside 50. Iverack on the lead, not able to hold on as pressure from Alana Mitchell. But 100 games, one of them a winning grand final, 2 losing grand finals, a few preliminary finals. They've missed the finals once in their very first year, and since then they've been an absolute powerhouse. And they've really developed a footy club feel down at the footy club feel at the Canal as well. And it's a destination club for people who just want to play good state league football as opposed to just draftees. Landwehr outside to Milne. Milne chips it inside, was looking for Ivorak. It bounces past her. In fact, that's Ivorak. That was Bevan before. Apologies. Mitchell attacking. Work on the ground from Ivorak. Comes back to Sexton. Sexton with a low driving kick. Harris looking to get goal side. Looking to step inside. Couldn't quite find Collegia with the handball. The Cavalry arrive. Bevan can't get free. And Coorparoo do enough for now. The lead was recently reduced to 19 points. Bevan hooks around the body. Been called a single, been called a behind. I can only presume that that was touched in flight. It definitely went through the sticks. So lead out to 20 for Bond University. And they are in control in their 100th Bond University QAFLW match. Playing it down the eastern side of the ground. Put back inside by Milne. Milne over the top. Bevan running onto it. Breaks one tackle. Centres the ball because on her own in the goal square. In fact, that was Abby Bevan. Apologies for misidentifying the passer. It looks like Bella Ivorak. My excuse is it's a dark corner, but superb work from Ivorak. And Abby Bevan, who's becoming more prolific as a goal scorer. Not quite straight off the boot, but it's easily good enough. And in terms of scoring shots, Bond go bang bang. Abby Bevan, that's goal number 9 in her career in her 17th match and goal number 6 from 9 matches this year, but a lot of those have come of late as she's been moving into that key forward position. Looking more at home. 20 years old. And also 181 centimetres, and she's about 3rd tallest in the team, or equal 2nd. Got some height to the Bull Sharks. But it's Coorparoo on the attack from that clearance until Jasmine Davidson says, "Shut up, Daniel, I'm putting it the other way." Zielinski. Not able to come down with it. Bond on the attack again. Beautiful run through the middle. I think it was from Thoth. Behind the contest, Ivorak working inside and then double effort firstly from Mitchell and then by Federhagic to clear. It fell at the feet of Harding. Misses everyone. Eventually the work on the ground is strong from Blair. Been doing well in midfield. She hasn't played in defence for a little while in this match. Reeves. And then good work round the back to Samuels. Samuels comes near side. Talia Meyer in a lot of space. Had a bit of pressure put on her by Nunn, but Sexton was also in space. She gets possessions both contested and uncontested. Lovely mark from Salisbury. Bond swiftly moving. Coorparoo haven't quite organised their defence yet. Ivorak took the mark, just undercooked the kick. She was aiming for the left pocket with Talia Meyer had streamed forward. Could only find Federhagic. Went through the arms of Watts and then over the boundary. We're about, let's call it 75 from goal. But the double counter. Both these teams like to play it fast. They usually like to play it wide, although Coorparoo's attack's been a bit more central tonight. Let's see how they go here. There's none. Got clever handball away to Zilke and then had to watch it over the line. As the players on the bench just offer the umpire some advice, which, you know, very nice, well received. They're very helpful. Still not really any breeze here. It's quite humid still. I like the hands in the front of the contest from Maisie Evans, who's moved into the ruck. Play very much. There's very few pairs to the right of screen. Nolan goes to switch the play. Well done in the middle of the field by Salisbury. Holding free kick, took on too much. In fact, that was Meyer. Zilke has the free kick. Zilke on Meyer. It's a decent one-on-one. Zilke goes straight through the middle. Went through the hands. No, didn't go through the hands of Gaunt. Went to Harding. Harding goes deep inside, looking for the run of Govan. Worked it well, just didn't complete the mark, but wins the free kick for holding. And so Janae Govan may have just copped the stray arm in the eye. The Sky White putting pressure on in defence, just not quite getting it right. But Janae Govan will have to kick this from 45. Maybe looking for a darting run. They have trusted their contested marking ability tonight as Coorparoo. Govan goes wide to the pocket, and Harris in defence turns it into volleyball. Coming out is Milne as well as they'd stack the defence. And only just out, in fact, it's been kept in. Brilliant work by Landwehr. Over the head to Sexton. Kaslar. Kaslar into the middle. Well read by Mitchell. Late in the third quarter, I'm going to call Mitchell as Coorparoo's best so far tonight. Middle of the field from Schneider. Back inside 50. Bond players get in each other's way. Evans takes the crumbs and is immediately wrapped up by the tackle of Davidson. I think there was Nunn. How am I mixing up Nunn and Evans? It is dark. Perry, well read by Landwehr. Landwehr wrapped up by Zilke. Play bogged down on the 50, but Coorparoo won't mind. Harris went for the little hit back over the shoulder. Not quite effective, but there's plenty of Bond numbers around the contest. Crashing through was Monique Perry, and then picked up by Harding in the contest. Bond have contained the movement to a lateral nature. Just outside the 50 as Harding fell to ground, blocked by Nunn, who then put the tackle on. Moody is wrapped up, nearly to Taylor, and then put inside by Gall. Was heading towards Grace Perry. Zilke crashing through to Gaunt. Gaunt trying to get away from the tackle. Players allowed to continue. Govan all the way back to Schneider. Schneider has a little time and space. Didn't have the oomph on it, and in the end, it was almost a surprise that it trickled over the goal line for a minus score. Landwehr, not sure whether she had a preference as whether that stayed in and she was able to switch to the left, or whether she's happy that the Bull Sharks get to reset from the back. One goal apiece in this quarter, but Bond have had a few minor scores.
Oh, well, we've only got 3 minutes, it doesn't matter.
In fact, that behind has not been added to Coorparoo's score on the scoreboard, but I suspect that Harrison on the camera has got Coorparoo on 8 points. Usually it's the other way at most footy grounds. I'm not singling out Coorparoo. Usually they get all the home team points and they miss the away teams. Nolan away. Goes inside to Reeves. Out towards White. White centralises the attack, but the pressure on the kick turns it over to Meg Muir. Muir sees a short target to her left in the form of Watts. Went left, just didn't quite find the run of Feta Huggage. She will pump it deep. It's what she usually does. Landwehr with the punch again. Comes all the way back. Centred. Emily Harding. Played mostly halfback this year, Emily Harding, been moved to half forward today, so I'm not entitled to an opinion on her set shot range. But I'm sure there are people from up north who know exactly what they're looking at. Harding seems to have a bit of distance on it. Emily Harding scores her 4th goal of the year. And the State League is a doddle for the regional champion. And it's notable the last few times that Bond University is cleared from 50, they're generally being cut off at halfway, just that some of the movement out of their own 50 isn't as precise as it was in the first quarter. I mean, it was admittedly at a very high standard. Coorparoo, 20 points down, that's significant. And they've lost the clearance, so Bond on the attack. Not back in the game as such yet. Samuel switches the play to Meyer. Loose players left, Nolan. Another goal, oh, yeah. No, I don't think Isla Federhagen can have too many complaints about that one. Now Shannon Nolan again, brilliant on the snap. You would trust her from a 5-degree angle. But we're about to learn what her set shot is like. And it was pretty much on the 50, so this will be moved very close to goal. Shannon Nolan. And and it's on. It's on. Now a high contact free kick has been paid to Bond University. So instead of going back to the middle, first of all, that first goal counts. So they've moved forward to 6-3-39. And so the play will restart. And there are 26 seconds left with the Bond University free kick from the middle, and it continues. Charlotte Taylor takes a tumble. There's a call of cold aggression comes up from the Coorparoo bench, which of course is a Brisbane Lions mantra, which was Emma Zilke and Craig Starcevich way back in 2017. So the first free kick was centre of the field. Second free kick to Charlotte Taylor, who will kick this from about 30. Out to the right and probably will fall short. Siren goes and that goal won't count. And you have to say that Coorparoo have dodged the bullet. So Coach Rory Lake with a bit of work to do on the mental state of the Coorparoo Kings as they come in for their three-quarter time break. I think it's probably good that we all get to take a breather. Bond University 6-3-39, Coorparoo 2-1-13. Just quickly, the goal scorers for Bond University: 2 for Harris, 1 each for Kaslar, Maisie Evans, Abby Bevan, and then Shannon Nolan. The 2 goals to Coorparoo scored by Grace Roberts-White and Emily Harding. It's a tense Giffen Park in Coorparoo. Three-quarter time, Bond University QAFLW, round 10.
comes along. So, yes.
Come on, let's go, focus.
That's all it was. But
This is Giffen Park in Coorparoo. It's round 10 of the Bond University QAFLW. And the bare numbers that Bond University has a 26-point lead over the Coorparoo Kings. There was a lot of pushing and shoving, consecutive free kicks given to Bond University after the last goal of that quarter scored by Shannon Nolan. And if there's one advantage to when that happened, it was there wasn't that much time before the coaches had a chance to come in and get messages to their sides. It's been a good contest. There's been some quality football played. Both sides in a footballing sense have acquitted themselves well. Bond had a bit of extra finishing power, and also their ability to put the ball back inside 50 has been elite. Havana Harris goes to punch straight away. Interesting that she's punching rather than tapping to the midfield, but going for distance. Coorparoo get the initial forward momentum. Roberts White at the front of the contest, wrapped up by Salisbury. And that's been a good little one-on-one battle. And by little, I certainly mean it hasn't dominated the game. Over the back from Harris, that was cleverer. Milne possibly got an accidental falcon, but that'll be worked wide by Moody. Play continues through the middle, I think from Meyer. And then taken at centre half forward by Fote. Fote looking for a target long. She saw the lead of Maisie Evans and put it on a, about to say a dime, we don't have those, put it on a very small coin. Maisie Evans grateful for the meal provided on a silver platter with cloche. Will take a fair kick, but she's got one. Sprayed to the right. I think one of the reasons that Evans is used forward by Lovell is that she just kicked that 40 metres and barely looked like she tried. So Bond extend their lead. Missed by Gaunt. Picked up by Nolan. And then Harris. I don't think anything deliberate from Evans, but Harris did take a tumble very near the fence. And given that our under-18 coach is wearing the number 9 jersey for the other side, not sure whether just a couple of hearts in mouths. It's Harris again. Nolan's been working well. And it's on again. The tackle from Nunn was strong. Hint of a sling. Umpire called it quickly, ran in. But again, the pushing and shoving continues. At this stage, it is only pushing and shoving. Roberts White, the kick just wrong-footed Zilke. Milne pounced. Came out wide to Meyer. Wonderful charge down from Schneider. This is what I paid to see. Schneider versus Meyer. That one ends in a stalemate. Quality players. Both been through the AFLW. And both showing their wares now at state league level. Very grateful to have them in the Bond University QAFLW. Salisbury has been brilliant today. Out the back to Samuels. Samuels will go wide inside 50, evades Ivarak. Teubler. Teubler evaded well, only just got away from Fote, and Fote's pressure caused a turnover to Meyer. Meyer has time to assess her options. Again, coming from the back was Bevan. Mitchell was able to read the fall of the ball well. Get it outside 50 to a one-on-one contest. Chesterfield will win the free kick as she was held by White as she was attempting to mark. Chesterfield will move right. Easy mark taken in space by Watts. Simple kick to Schneider. Schneider with room to move. Good work ahead of her by Roberts White. They haven't strung one of these passing chains together tonight, Coorparoo. Comes off Harding. Gave herself some space. Able to retain possession through Geddes. She's brought to ground. The whistle took a long time. And in fact, it's because the umpire believed that Geddes had prior opportunity. Bond win the free. So they've negated a well-constructed Coorparoo attack. Bond on the left wing, just behind halfback. Good work. I think that's Maisie Evans on the far side. In the middle of the park, to Nyali Milne. Was on her lonesome. Short kick, too short. Got to Harris on the half volley, recovers brilliantly. Out wide towards Salisbury. Salisbury looking to the contest. Front position from Teubler, recovers very well, goes straight through the middle, picked off by Nolan, who held her position strongly against an advancing Watts. Nolan will go to the left of goal, saw a run she liked, didn't hit the spot. Schneider retreated well, and again held firm under pressure. So, press pause, rewind, play. This time cut off at the first pass by Lexi Samuels, who saw what was about to eventuate, got in the way straight away. Over in front of the Coorparoo clubhouse. Coorparoo sign still painted in Pride Day colours. That was by now Gold Coast son Taya Oliver. Good work out of defence from Zielinski. Coorparoo almost retained possession. Reeves came up with it. Landwehr. Evans just behind Milne. Evans semi-clears. Landwehr in the way. Zilke cleverly knocks it forward. Finds her own space. How does she create space like that? Good work by White at the back to hold position. Umpire thinks it wasn't. Free kick to Coorparoo just outside 50. Looking to play quickly. Brought back behind the mark. That was a slightly confusing passage of play. On YouTube, tap the left-hand side of your screen twice to go back 10 seconds. If you can make sense of that, send your answers in on a postcard. Sorry, it's 2024, isn't it? Let's continue. Put forward by Govan. Unable to be held the mark. Coorparoo retaining possession. The handball was too hot for Roberts White. Wrestles well. Got a handball away under a lot of pressure. Gemma Blair back in defence. And then Roberts White with the final tackle. Over the boundary. Someone's Chinese order is ready. Northeastern corner of Giffen Park. Bond with a sizable lead. Coorparoo, you would think, would need to score from this opportunity. Zilke crashed through, didn't crash hard enough. Bond look organised at the back, comes back to Milne, who's playing deeper than I've ever seen her, and doing well. A good use of the body. I think that was Collegia. Happy to be corrected. Inside 50, it's space for Havana Harris. Harris has no one in front of her. Has one bounce, it's clumsy, and she still has time to go through. Havana Harris is human. Just letting the moment die. Not the greatest clearance. It came off the foot of Landwehr because it yorked her. Evans. Wrapped up straight away. Ball up just on the edge of the square. Cooper have time, but they probably haven't had enough inside 50s tonight to suggest that the comeback is on. But I'm nothing if not a sporting romantic, and I will always live for miracles. Maisie Evans back to Gall. It's a high kick. Reeves did well to hold Muir off the ball, and then it fell towards Muir anyway. And then Reeves with a second effort to put the tackle on. Thought about going over the shoulder, didn't. Clever play. Saying of Reeves before, scored an outstanding goal in the reserve grade grand final last year. And the commentator identified someone different. I'm going to find that guy. Knocked out wide by Monique Perry. Kaslar tried to crash through Roberts White. Called play on. Geddes. Went wide to Chesterfield. Muir. Muir with a beautiful torpedo. Not sure if it was deliberate. Harding up against Blair. Harding took on 3 Bull Sharks, nearly won. Blair will be able to clear and just got it over Schneider, which gives them a few extra metres. Kaleja and Schneider, state teammates. Zilke got it straight onto the hand. Federhagic playing high, but now out towards Bond. Kaslar dropped the mark outside 50. The pressure from Muir went past Geddes. Monique Perry with no space. Ball up inside 50 as the play resembled pinball for a good 45 seconds. Knocked back towards Gall. Gall towards the goal square. Front position, through the hands. Roberts White looking for space. Beautiful work from Roberts White. That's one reason why so many people, including me, and I mean, I get a microphone, but there are people more qualified than me who rate Grace Roberts White very highly. And that goal, yes, there was skill involved and plenty of it, but work rate just as much. Followed up the kicks, made sure she was there for any crumbs. And even when she had to kick, had to go slightly check side, twist the body. Comes off for a well-deserved break and sucks them in on the boundary. A sniff for Coorparoo. Really would take a miracle, but given what they endured at the hands of Maroochydore 2 weeks ago, they will believe. Bond University have been able to respond fairly rapidly to each of Coorparoo's goals so far. They don't get first opportunity this time. It's a free kick again to Gall, who's been superb in the middle. That kick wasn't superb. Sexton's charge down was typically brave. The handball's not quite sticking for Bond, but they've got plenty of players around. As once again the tackling from Reeves. In fact, that was Salisbury. He's been having an excellent night in my view. Bond nearly away. White hooks around. Horrible bounce. Gives an opportunity to Blaney. She just goes for grass. That's an excellent intercept mark taken at the back. And that was Reeves. She'll come wide to Milne. Excellent mark under the circumstances. I'm not surprised by excellent marks of Nyali Milne. I just enjoy them. To Salisbury. Positioned herself well. Good off the ball run, as we see now from Milne. Milne working up the right again. Goes to a 2-on-2. Front position from Kaleja. Awarded the mark, and I'm happy with that decision. Not that it's about me. She goes towards the pocket. The run was there from Maisie Evans. Couldn't quite keep it inside. And she just got the march on Mitchell that time. Mitchell's kept with her for most of this game. Maisie Evans nearly turned that into a second goal scoring opportunity. You'd have to say Bond's still in control. 41 plays 20.
Keep talking to him.
Coorparoo have a final spot at the moment for a reason. They fight hard. Probably the least predictable team in this competition. They tend to beat more teams above them and lose to more teams below them than any other side. Players bogged down 25 metres from goal, but Bond won't mind. They've got a 21-point lead. Play the game in their half. Scooped out towards Nunn. Got it to Zilke, who only needs half a second to clear the ball. Monique Perry immediately brought to ground. That was well read by Davidson. Her improvement throughout the season at centre halfback. Again, not unexpected, but impressive. Milled inside 50. Federhugic with front position, went without it. Bevan kicked it into Zielinski. Regained possession through Ivarak. And she's held by Teubler. I think feared she was about to be pinged for something. I'm pretty sure that nothing she did was pingable, which is totally a word. Bevan at the back, Federhugic sweeping. Under pressure from Collegia. Blaney didn't have a lot of room to move. And by the usual standards of this competition, that is a ball up. Every now and then you'll get someone who says, no, you had prior. Bond winning the territory game. Bevan's tap didn't really go to anyone. Blaney finishes up with it. Coorparoo contesting hard. Not a lot of wide players for if they're able to get the ball free and to be able to transition into attack. Gaunt got the ball tangled between the knees. Sexton with a lot of pressure. Is able to get a shot of sorts from the outside. Goes across the face of goal. Muir used their pace to get there first. Got it up towards Harding. Left it for Gall. Gall clearing 50, looking for Zilke rather, and taken by Davidson. Davidson goes to the contest, through everyone. Schneider, wasn't sure if she was providing the Shepherd or having the one Shepherd provided for her. Harris turns defence into attack, goes long. The shot itself is well to the right, nearly put it on a platter for Bevan, just couldn't hold on.
Good job, Habs. Go again.
Don't you love players who just take a game by the scruff of the neck, say, sorry, it's been bogged down for too long. I'm going to make something happen. And now she's standing very nonchalantly outside the 50, as if to say, what's all the fuss about?
Got it.
Bond have had the better of territory inside 50 for the best part of 3 or 4 minutes, apart from a brief sojourn outside. As Blaney does my favourite thing in Aussie rules, the bit where you're punching the ball to show you can't release it, but actually you can. Sexton, tackled, regained, but the contact, in fact she's right, the contact was below the shoulder, giving away the free kick. Coorparoo have to use this. Jess Watts goes wide, retains possession to Federhugic. Didn't really have time to set herself. Needs to find a target. Goes over the top of Perry, gets turned over. Milne inside to Nolan. Inside to Mooney, beg your pardon, to Davidson. Falls short. Davidson stretches forward. The bodies are tiring, but they're working from a high base. Comes out wide to Salisbury. That's one of the first mistakes, well, maybe the first mistake she's made in about an hour. Towards Harris. Possibly held early by Watts. Then knocked backwards. And apologies, that was Nunn, not Watts.
Next one.
4 minutes to go. Just under. On with a 21-point lead. This was never going to be a percentage boost to this game. They knew they'd have to fight, and fight they have. And Harris can be forgiven a clanger. Certainly broke the game open in the first quarter, but a bit quieter since, apart from a moment that made the neutrals gush about a minute ago. But if I'm looking at best players on ground, I don't think I've ever said best on ground Mia Salisbury before, but I'm pretty close to doing it tonight. I think her work in midfield has been outstanding. Shannon Nolan has been brilliant in all parts of the ground. Through the hands of Roberts White. Back to Talia Meyer, Landwehr. There's just a couple of drops of rain starting to fall in the very last part of this game. Wasn't expected and shouldn't have an effect on this game. Certainly not the result. Work at the back from Fote, who's been good on debut. Next player wrapped up straight away, but Bond once again, ever since they conceded the goal to Roberts White, the only goal of this quarter, they've said, right, we are not letting you out of our front 50 ever again, and so far they've done it once and went straight back in. even now. Just too many players around the ball. Skied by Bevan. Won't have gone 15. Feta Huggage with a punch. Harris outside. Does she have enough room? Not able to swing it back far enough. She'll miss to the right. But why not have a go? For Coorparoo, I think Alana Mitchell's been outstanding. I think Grace Roberts-White has been outstanding. I realise that I've said Grace Roberts-White outstanding a few times. The great GRW, why not? Coorparoo outside 50 this time. Khalija not able to come down with it, and the contest was very well made by, I think, Monique Perry. Chloe Gaunt, perhaps.
Good talk.
But Bond have won this game because more often than Coorparoo, they've been able to regain possession on halfway. It's put forward by Maisie Evans. Again, the Coorparoo defence, they've been excellent in that part of the ground. Zielinski on that occasion. It's been the passes out of defence which haven't always gone to plan. A holding free kick to Coorparoo. Another chance to clear. And why not go for a consolation goal? They're keeping it wide. Probably one other major difference tonight is that Bond have employed the slingshot very well as Landwehr puts it out of bounds. And when they've got the ball in defence, they've been willing to switch the play. Coorparoo's game plan appears to be just send it back the same side. Don't be too expansive. Keep it within a particular range. Don't get caught on the counter-attack, which, to be fair, they haven't. Most of Bond's goals have been through sustained efforts. But they have, when they've regained the ball in defence, tended to go back to the same side it came from, whereas the slingshot from Bond has been well employed. And possibly because they've played at the narrow side, it's been a little bit easier to cut off for Bond. As Davidson got front position, wasn't able to finish the mark. Just a little tete-a-tete with Chesterfield as the bench gets excited. And I do hope the handshakes are genuine at the end of this game. Roberts-White behind the contest, working back, propelled forward, taken by Davidson. And she will finish the match with the ball in her hands as Bond University have shaken off the necklace of kryptonite that Coorparoo have held towards them for the past two meetings. They win 6-6-42 to 3-2-20. The goal scorers for Coorparoo, first of all, Grace Roberts-White scored twice, once each in the third and fourth quarters, and Emily Harding scored late in the third as well. For Bond University, 2 goals to Havana Harris in the first quarter, split by a goal from Leah Kaslar. Maisie Evans scored in the first minute of the second quarter, and then Abby Bevan and Shannon Nolan scored in the third. It's been a tense physical game at times, but there seems to be plenty of respect in the handshakes. Plenty of players looking each other in the eye, which is how you play footy. Coaches exchanging handshakes as well. Not that there was ever any danger of that not happening. It's been an entertaining game. As I say, next week we are at St Lucia, Base Architecture Meadows, the home ground of the University of Queensland Red Lionesses, as they face the Southport Sharks. And then the week after that, from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m, Pride Round. Round 12 of the Bond University QAFLW, all games at the South Pine Sports Complex. But on behalf of AFL Queensland, Double Take Sports, thank you to Harrison for his work on camera. My name is Daniel Viles. Thank you very much for your company tonight. And it's a win by 22 points to Bond University. But from Giffen Park, it's good night.
Well done, sir. Let's go. Celebrate the win. Let's go, girls. I mean, yeah.
something I've done with previous companies. I haven't.
Well done.
It's something I've done with previous companies. Very good personality. You're absolutely right. I mean, given that these players are admittedly a lot of the people like our audience, but a lot of them only know who they're reaction to, so it's probably not a bad thing if I say number 8 for another collegiate. That way it's good for you, and it's also good for the audience who's learning who the players are.
Yeah, could also be.
To be fair though, what the scouts really do is they don't listen to the bits in between the quarters, they just jump straight to the first one. They don't care what I think happens. It's true. It's like the Bond coach at the Shape Down, he played AFL, he played with the he played in a grand final, didn't win a grand final, he's been a coach of grand final winning teams at the MCG. Me calling down to him saying, oh by the way, I'll get Bristol down, that's just me being cheeky. You know, he reads the game. I'm completely better than I think it's like.
Pretty good actually to be like one of these AFL sporting people because you get paid millions. No one recognises you when you're out of the park.
In Brisbane, you're absolutely, and that is why some players will go to the New South Wales and Queensland clubs because they can play at a high level. But if you're a top player in Victoria, you will get recognised. You can be a player who has played 10 games and you will get stopped in the store now. Massive celebrities down there. One of the reasons that players went for Melbourne Storm for a while was so that they could just play the game and not be and not have all the hassle outside. So,